Hello. In our Alma 204 class today, we're going to learn about trials and evaluations in Alma. As I'm sure you know, electronic packages are expensive, and very often a vendor is going to allow us to either have a trial before we purchase or to evaluate a package before we renew. Alma has developed functionality related to managing these trials and evaluations so that we're able to publish a survey form to a list of patrons and staff members, asking them to evaluate a package and give their conclusions. Based on the conclusions, we will be able to decide whether we should be renewing or purchasing a particular package, subscribing to a package. From the Alma menu, I'm going to move to the Manage Trials option. And we can see on the menu that we have a number of trials and evaluations that we are currently conducting. I'm going to click on the Wilson Art full text package so that we can see the details that we can define as part of the trial. As always, we will first see the Summary tab on our display of information when we access a detailed record in Alma. And we can see information about the package. We can see the URL that we will send to patrons that will take part in the trial. We will come back to this area of the summary form afterwards. Our next tab is a survey form, and here I can define the questions that I want to ask my patrons, my staff members taking part in the trial, for them to evaluate the package. So we can see that we have a possibility of defining a number of questions. We can group these questions by interface, for example, content, conclusion. Do you think we should renew this package? Do you think we should subscribe to this package? We have the option of adding a question. But as we conduct a number of trials and evaluations and we create questions, these questions go into a pool so that I don't have to create new questions every time I create a new trial or evaluation. I can just come here to my pool of questions and choose the questions that I want to have as part of my survey form just by marking the check boxes and then choosing select afterwards in order to have them automatically added to my survey form. The next tab is my Participants tab. On my Participants tab, I can define the patrons, the staff members, the academic staff that are going to be part of my trial or evaluation. I can choose a patron from my list of patrons here. I can see the patrons that have been defined for this particular file, and we can see the user group to which they belong, whether they're part of the administrative staff, academic staff, undergraduate students, etc. Moving on to the next tab, we can see the analysis. Now, if this trial had been run in a real-life situation, we can see that we requested 9 people to take part in the trial. We can see how many participants actually took part, and it will be broken down by the various groups of members that are formed part of my participant list. And then we can see the conclusion, the various questions that we asked, the responses that came in, an average worked out based on the responses, and a total. Of course, in our demonstration environment, we haven't had anybody actually filling this in, but this is the functionality that our trial module offers libraries. So if we get our information coming in from our patrons about whether they think we should renew or subscribe to a particular package, what does Alma do with this information? Based on the responses and the number that is received and the average number, if we go back to our Summary tab, Alma is going to tell us, analysis and result, what it recommends that we do. Should we buy this package, mostly recommended, not recommended, recommended with reservation, or a decision cannot be made? We can put in a result reason if we want, and then based on the analysis and result recommendation, we can make a decision whether we wish to purchase or subscribe to the package or not. This concludes our overview of trials and evaluations in Alma.